I talked exclusively to two West Ridge students and their mom. Now, all three called today's school threat terrifying and quite disturbing. Hours after school officials said a male student threatened to shoot up West Ridge Middle School today, Paige Tooley still tears up. Tooley's 13-year-old twin boys are 8th graders at the Overland Park School, which is in the Shawnee Mission School District.
Don't want anything to happen to my boys, or anybody for that matter. And
Tooley says shortly after 8 this morning, her sons called her in a panic while she was at work and said they were both not going to school today because they were afraid.
I was freaked out. I was pretty scared, thinking that I was going to have to go home.
A school district spokesman confirms there was a threat posted on social media and that police took the boy into custody. We're told in a screenshot posted on Snapchat, the boy allegedly said, quote, on Wednesday, October 17th, West Ridge Middle School will face a tragedy more tragic than ever seen before. I will shoot up the school during third lunch. I will also strategically place explosives under tables and exits. I recommend not showing up, end quote.
During school, he texted my friend and saying it was just all a joke. He didn't mean for it to go this far.
Those are really, really big words for a little kid.
In a statement sent to parents, West Ridge Middle School's principal said in part, as soon as we learned of that threat, we reached out to the district police department and local police.
I feel a lot better now that the kid is in custody.
Thank you to the school for being as thorough and fast about handling the situation.
Now, the principal here also says there is no ongoing threat at this middle school. We're live in Overland Park. I'm Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. After KCKPD, Roger Galewski joined the Edwardsville Police Department in 2010. 6 years later, Galewski resigned. That's after Lamont McIntyre's case was getting a second look. In their lawsuit filed in federal court in Kansas, the 42-year-old McIntyre and his mother, Rose McIntyre, alleged for years the KCK Police Department allowed Roger Galewski to, quote, terrorize an entire community by using his badge to extort sexual favors from poor black women. The lawsuit further alleges that Galewski was to gain leverage over vulnerable women and force them to provide fabricated information that he would use to close cases without any proper investigation. Tonight, Fox 4 stopped by Roger Galewski's home in Edwardsville. All lights appeared to be off and no one answered the door. We also reached out to Lamont McIntyre by telephone for his comments regarding the lawsuit filed by him and his mother, but McIntyre said he couldn't comment. In a statement sent to us, Cheryl Pilot, one of the McIntyre's lawyers, says in part, today we are taking the next step in seeking justice for Lamont and his mother, Rose McIntyre. Both Lamont and Rose believe strongly in addressing the wrongs in the criminal justice system, and with the lawsuit, they are shining a light on those wrongs. We also reached out to Police Chief Terry Ziegler, who is mentioned in the lawsuit as knowing about Galewski's behavior. The assistant chief here at the KCK Police Department says they are reviewing the McIntyre's lawsuit and will release a statement tomorrow. Now, the Wyandotte County DA's office also wouldn't comment tonight. Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. The mom has every reason to be upset. She cannot believe her son and his friends were shot right here on a basketball court.
Speechless, unsure of why this all happened.
1 minute last Friday, this Kansas City mom's 15-year-old son was playing basketball at Harris Park with his but after the game,
He ran to someone that came out of the house and asked, was he shot?
her bleeding 10th grader, his 15 and 16-year-old friends were all shot on the basketball court.
Guns need to be off the street. This is ridiculous. These were kids just playing an innocent game of basketball.
The teens told police two young guys they'd never seen before walked up and asked to play basketball with them. According to a police report, the two strangers, apparently mad because they lost the basketball game, said, quote, y'all think it's a game? One of the guys then pulled out a semi-automatic handgun, the other a blue and black rifle. Both fired at the three boys and then ran. The boys' injuries not life-threatening, and that's a big relief for this mom.
And this is what a normal kid is to do, is to go out and be in the neighborhood, ride bikes, and play basketball with their friends, and they can't do it in the urban community, unfortunately.
It's a miracle that it was not a fatality. That's a miracle.
This furious mom, lucky kids, huh?
Yes, big time.
Is just glad she can still hold on to her son.
He's doing great, recovering very well. This didn't stop him. We are very grateful and blessed.
And right now, that bullet is still lodged in her son's buttocks. Now, police tell me after the triple shooting, those shooters may have actually run off and then hopped into a waiting white Jeep. Live in Kansas City, Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. According to police, as of this morning, there have been 107 homicides in Kansas City. Now, just hearing that number saddens and disturbs the owner of Elite Funeral Chapel.
Hello, Malcolm Morris.
Malcolm Morris is one busy guy. His phone is always ringing.
Elite Funeral Chapel.
But there's one type of phone call the longtime funeral director
I definitely need to get with you tonight.
won't take anymore.
Anybody with a conscience, this would have to bother excessively. I can't do it. I am an independent. We are family owned and operated. Okay, dear heart, thank you so much.
5 years ago, Morris decided he will no longer prepare funerals of homicide victims unless he personally knows the victims' families.
I have to really, really know the family to take that on, because I have to give a family my very best. And I can't do that with an attitude or being angry.
The 55-year-old grandfather says he's tired of seeing the heartbreaking images, particularly of so many young people who lost their lives to gun violence.
I'm burnt out.
Images, Morris admits, have taken an emotional and mental toll on him and his staff.
One of the main reasons I stopped is because after I got home, I found myself drinking more just to go to sleep, just to get rid of images. So I have to worry about my personal welfare.
And listen to this. Morris says just in the past year, he's prepared funerals for 20 homicide victims, young folks who ranged from 4 to 23 years old. A majority of the victims, black males.
We're losing not one generation, but entire generations to gun violence. I want to bury old people. I want people that have lived their lives. Elite Funeral Chapel.
A successful business owner who's followed in the footsteps of his late father for 12 years
He'll forward the names up.
isn't worried his decision to be selective could hurt his business.
Making sure that all paperworks are available.
Instead, the Kansas City native is standing firm and vows he will keep serving his community his way.
I have a commitment to the first 150 families my family started serving in the 80s. And I'm committed to those families to care for any of their loved ones.
Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. This is one of the hot spots where KCK police hope to catch lots of bad guys in action. Now, the cops also want to strengthen their ties with citizens.
645, copy 45.
Kansas City, Kansas police officer Jonathan Westbrook drove us through the city's 75th Street corridor area.
I guess you can consider it kind of a hot area.
Historically, the area has been pretty quiet, but in recent years, robbers, burglars, and other gun-carrying criminals moved in.
Our first priority is to address crime.
Part number King Sam Mary 000.
Bad guys, watch out. Soon, the police department will activate another round of Operation Icon in hopes of moving you out of this area.
We're getting results. The data is showing that with our presence in these certain areas, and with engaging with, business owners and folks in the neighborhood, we're able to address the issues.
Operation Icon stands for impacting crime in our neighborhoods. In addition to cracking down on crime in KCK, officers will spend extensive time in neighborhoods in hopes of getting to know citizens and business owners better.
We're just not throwing a bunch of officers in a 3-block radius and just writing a bunch of tickets. We're actually engaging with the community to see what their needs are.
Officers with Operation Icon will focus on KCK's south side, specifically the city's Argentine neighborhood. They then will move west to the 75th corridor between State and Parallel. The proactive policing initiative is funded by a $700,000 federal grant.
A lot of people are kind of afraid and shy away from, police.
How are y'all doing today? Good.
Amelia Williams and her kids live in one of the so-called icon zones.
But if they come out and just let us know that they're here and they're trying to bond with the community, it would be great to see them do that.
Again, Operation Icon will hit this area next month. Now, the operation's crime sweep will be in action for the next 3 years. Live in KCK, Robert Townsend. Adrian Belcher says that angry rider got on the bus right here. Now, Belcher says minutes later he couldn't believe that rider actually attacked him on the bus. Adrian Belcher says on August 8th, he was on a KCATA bus heading south through North Kansas City when his routine ride home took a wild turn.
A gentleman got on the bus and started talking to the bus drivers very belligerently, just cussing her out.
Belcher says the guy you see in this video got on the bus and was fuming because the bus driver accidentally passed him up.
She proceeded to go through the light, but he started talking crazy to her. She pulled over.
Belcher says the driver ordered the man off her bus. Belcher says before the raucous rider got off, the man kept shouting at the driver and threw a dollar bill at her.
I went to check on the bus driver just to check on her. He jumps back on the bus, pulls his pants up. What do you want? I'm backing up. He backs me up. I'm telling him, son, calm down. He attacks me.
The 61-year-old Belcher says the rider, who looks to be in his 20s, repeatedly punched him. Belcher says he suffered a concussion, a knot on his forehead, and a swollen left jaw. A security camera caught the bus brawl on video as several riders looked on.
I covered up, thought I was through, but I got to kicking him all in the groin. He got off the bus.
Police say the rider ran off. More than a month later, they're still looking for him, and Belcher's still fighting mad because he says KCATA will not pay his more than $800 medical bill.
I want my hospital bills taken care of, and they should need to get monitors on these buses to deter all of this crazy.
In a statement sent to Fox 4, a KCATA spokesperson says the operator was unharmed and continued on her route. This was an isolated incident between two passengers. We're also told the safety and security of the KCATA system was not compromised. Esteemed Adrian Belcher will keep riding city buses, but he's learned a tough lesson.
I will call the police from the phone.
And not get involved.
Well, if he ain't beating her up and stomping on her, no, sir, I wouldn't.
Belcher says he now plans to take that bus company to small claims court. Of course, we'll continue to follow this one. Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News.